We're back here on Sports Time. Cliffside Park boys soccer is 4-0 to start the season. They have been red hot, but they had a tough test in the BCSL American against Fort Lee. Let's check out the highlights. Could the Bridgemen give the Red Raiders their first loss of the season? Not if Cliffside Park leading scorer Exile Paz had anything to say about it. Here's Paz with the dumper, and that gives the Red Raiders a 1-0 lead early. They have been dominant all season. Later in the first, more from the Red Raiders. That's Sebastian Castrillon gets it ahead to Besmir Vitoci. He puts it in for the score. But wait a minute. Offsides called on the play. No goal. So it's still 1-0 Red Raiders. Still 1-0 in the first. 85% of penalty kicks end up like that. That's Kevin Montoya, the senior captain, with the goal on the penalty kick. It's 2-0 Cliffside Park at the end of one half of play. Second half, Fort Lee answers right back. The corner kick goes through the hands of Pedro Sanchez and in. And just like that, Fort Lee cuts the lead. It's now 2-1. But Cliffside Park would answer on their own corner kick. Exile Paz again at the right place at the right time. His second goal of the game, and the Red Raiders take a 3-1 lead. 5 minutes to go now in regulation, and Cliffside puts the nail in the coffin. Watch Exile Paz there on the right-hand side of your screen. He's going to be led ahead by Santiago Pazmino, and Paz does what he does best. Scores his third goal of the game. That's a hat trick as Cliffside Park goes on to take care of Fort Lee. Final score, 4-1. The Red Raiders now 5-0 on the season, and Coach Jim Fusey had this to say about their dominant start.
Gentlemen, that's a very, very good sign. And I think you saw it middle to latter part of the second half when they put 3 guys on top and they started crushing our foot guys. And maybe we all did. Maybe we all did. But you know what? We still got to be humble. We still got to respect our opponents. And we still got to respect what we're all about, and that's the red and black.
Jim Fusey says the Red Raiders have to respect the red and black. Well, the rest of the BCSL American has to respect Cliffside Park. Take a look at these stats. 5-0 to start the season. And take a look at this, folks. They've allowed just 7 shots on goal all season. Wow, that's a little bit more than 1 shot allowed on goal per game for Cliffside Park. They have been outstanding. Let's check out some more action in the BCSL American. This is Ridgefield Park and Englewood, and we pick things up early in the first. Santiago Lara with the ball, but great goaltending there by Nicholas Latour. Watch it again as he goes airborne and makes a terrific save for Ridgefield Park. It's a scoreless game. Later in the first, another chance for the Maroon Raiders, but Andres Olarte's shot is wide of the net, and we're still tied up at 0. To the second half, still no score, and still great goaltending from Latour. Again, he goes airborne. This guy's like Superman. Another big save. Watch it again here in slow-mo as he leaps and makes a beautiful save, and we're still knotted up at 0. That is until later in the second. Christian Perdomo cashes in from 10 yards out, and the Maroon Raiders get back on a winning track as they go on to defeat Ridgefield Park. Final score 1-0 as Englewood looks to compete and make a county berth as well as a state playoff berth, and also stay in the title hunt in the BCSL American. So things heating up in the BCSL American in boys soccer, and things are absolutely on fire in the Sports Time studio because I'm being joined by the newest member of the Sports Time team, Ariel Agami. He's got the purple ensemble on, and Ariel, welcome to the show.
Well, Jack, you know I dress to impress around here, man. I'm trying to have a good start to my career here on Sports Time, and I got to come correct. You know, there's no question about it.
You're off to a great start.
Well, I'm doing my best, and I know you did great with that Cliffside Park versus Fort Lee matchup earlier in the segment. That was on the boys' side. Let's check out how it went down on the girls' side last Thursday down at the Big House on Stillwell Avenue.
1, 2, 3, team! 1, 2, 3, Lady Bridgeman!
Fort Lee looking to extend to a 4-game unbeaten streak, while Jill Guider's Cliffside Park squad was without one of its best, junior center midfielder Michelle Londero, on the sidelines after taking a cleat to the thigh in the Red Raiders' previous game. Cliffside Park goalkeeper Taylor Giancovo being tested early and often. Fort Lee's Brianna Lupino going high and getting stopped by Giancovo. Moments later, Lupino will try her luck again, and Giancovo is there again. Another one of Giancovo's 12 saves. The sophomore keeper played very well. However, third time would prove to be the charm for Brianna Lupino. Watch this. In traffic on the left side of your screen, a high arching kick will get just over the fingertips of Gian Cobo, and Fort Lee gets on the board first. It's 1-0. Later in the first half, now 2-0 Fort Lee, looking for more. Lauren Ritchie gets stopped initially, but she and Jillian Scrivenich keep the play alive. Ritchie scores on the second effort, 3-0 Fort Lee, and Coach Phil Zappel is loving what he sees. But he does not love this. 22nd minutes, watch this effort from Cliffside Park's Samaria McCullough. All by her lonesome, beats the defense, beats the goalkeeper, gets the Red Raiders on the board. Still, they trail 3-1. However, Fort Lee quickly regains control. Check out this cross by Marcella Guacci, bottom right of your screen. She sends it in front. The ball deflects off a Red Raiders defender and into the goal. That's an own goal. The Lady Bridgemen go on to win this one in impressive fashion, 7-1. And Coach Zappel says that 0-2 hiccup to begin this season, a distant memory. So with this win, Fort Lee crept over the 500 mark for the first time in 2009, running their record to 3-2-1. But Jack, they subsequently suffered a loss the following Saturday, falling to Queen of Peace 2-1. However, Coach Phil Zappel, I spoke to him after that game, still very happy with the effort his team put forth, and he's pretty pleased with their position right now after such a difficult start. And the Lady Bridgemen look like a team that year after year, they're always in it. They're in the counties, they're in the states, and it looks like they're going to be poised for another run this year. Well, Jack, the key word that the coach uses with me is balance. I've seen a tremendous amount of balance on this team. It seems like they get contributors from all over the field. That game we just showed you, the 7-1 win over Cliffside Park, 6 different goal scorers, and then the own goal that was set up by Marcella Guacci, who didn't even break into the scoring column. Another player who made a big contribution, Christina Leali, not pictured in the highlight, also did a tremendous job in the front field, wreaking havoc in front of the Cliffside goal and giving opportunities to Fort Lee all day long. It's a pretty good team, and it's a pretty impressive team. Nice mix of youth and veteran players, and they should be a factor down the stretch. The Fort Lee Lady Bridgemen, always a factor in the BCSL American. We'll be tracking their progress throughout the county and state tournament, and the cutoff is coming up quick, so we'll be keeping people posted on if they can make that county cutoff in the Bergen County tournament. Ariel, always a pleasure, and it's going to get a little bit more pleasurable when we come back from the break, Ariel, because when we come back, we're going to have the top plays for the month of September, and I'll tell you what you're not going to see. You're not going to see this guy right over here making a big save against Cliffside Park. Wait, so I'm not in there? Is that what you're telling me? You're not in there. You're cut off. How do you expect the people to come back after the break if I'm not in the top plays? I mean, that's not fair. Hey, listen. You're really bursting people's bubbles. He can't even fit his head through the door. He's already got his ego so high being on his first show here on Sportstime. But it's exciting. What do you want? It is exciting. Here we go. We'll take a look at the top plays when we come back. But first, let's take a look at some scores from around the area. You're watching Sportstime.